You must be wondering what is an L&D guy doing in a WFM conference. I am here not because of anything I bring to the table. I am here not because of the intro that my colleague read just now. But I am here for one reason. That is Partho and Shiva, their desire to make this program inclusive and also have an odd man out in this program. Their effort to make a misfit like me to somehow become fit and stand before you and they talk something about reskilling, upskilling in organizations. So I would like to begin with a question. Before the automobile industry came to the fore, how people used to commute? Can anyone of you answer? Yes.
Used to walk or carriage?
Yes, they used to walk or as this. So people used to commute like this. There was a horse, there were a pair of horses, there was a horseman, there was a coach, and people used to commute in that. So when the automobile industry, when passengers and cars and other vehicles came in, how people started commuting? It's taken time to change, or I'm doing something, not doing something right. So when automobile industry became popular, the horseman disappeared, the coach disappeared, the horses disappeared. What happened? Passengers became drivers. That's what I'm doing, but it's not doing.
He's not driving.
So passengers themselves became drivers. In good old days, there were L&D practitioners like me, and then there were trainers, there were instructors, there are gurus, there are teachers. Today and tomorrow, what's going to happen? Like passengers became drivers themselves. Employees in organizations are going to become. I'm expecting a response from you. They'll become self-learners, like passengers became self-drivers. Employees are also going to become self-learners. Organizations, learning in organizations is going to become a self-organizing system. What do you mean by self-organizing system? Let's understand it a little bit more. So, if you are in typical Bangalore traffic, and this is what the roads look like at the peak time, at about 9:30 in the morning or about 6 p.m. in the evening, the roads look like this. So imagine you are traveling on one such day at the peak time, and the traffic signals go off, they stop working. What happens? We have experienced that in Bangalore many times. Those of you who have come from outside may not have experienced it. But in Bangalore, we experience this almost every day. So what happens? Chaos. Organizations are typically like this. There's a lot of chaos in organizations. And sometimes the traffic signals go off, and we get into a situation like this. Absolute chaos, complete mess. Everybody trying to go up, maneuver through the road, through the traffic, not letting anybody else go, and so on. What happens after some time? It gets sorted eventually. Because some guys jump out of their vehicles, their cars, their four-wheelers, their bikes, and they start playing the role of champions, the traffic champions, the do-gooders, they are the evangelists, the social types who really want to make things better. And then traffic starts moving normally after some time. So this is a great example of a self-organizing system. And learning in organizations is going to be a self-organizing system because there is absolute chaos. Technology is changing every hour. Knowledge is getting doubled every 12 hours. Knowledge that was relevant yesterday is not relevant today. Knowledge that is required tomorrow doesn't exist today. L&D organizations have no clue how to keep pace with the dynamics, how to keep pace at the pace which knowledge is evolving. They're absolutely clueless. Cycle time to design, develop, and deploy learning curriculum is very long. By the time the learning curriculum is ready, technology has changed. Business models have changed. Business dynamics have changed. Learning has become outdated, obsolete, irrelevant. So learning has to become a self-organizing system where people would figure it out. They would figure out what to learn, what is important to them, what's relevant to them, who is the SME subject matter expert to talk to, who can help them curate the right content, who can help them find right information, who should they collaborate with to get knowledge, and so on. So learning is going to become a self-organizing system. Even if there is chaos, even if the traffic signals do not work, people will figure it out. They will find it out. They will know what to do, how to do. So what are L&D professionals like us, HR professionals like us, are going to do? If employees are going to become self-learners, if passengers are going to become drivers, if learning is becoming a self-organizing system, what are people like us going to do? Most likely will become jobless, isn't it? We probably won't have a job because people will become self-learners. They will find out where they can find knowledge from. They will take care of their own knowledge. So what are we going to do? And in a context, in a reality today, where learning, only 10% of learning is formal, 20% is social, 70% is experiential, the relevance of classroom learning will disappear. You don't have to provide formal learning to people in the classroom. Learning has to become social, learning has to become experiential. And in a self-organizing system, professionals like us will just have three things to do. So we will have to attract. This is not the typical HR slide where we talk about attract, retain, and inspire talent. This is very different. We have to understand in the context of learning. So we have to attract people who are going to be the champions in the self-organizing system. So we don't need these people because when the traffic signals stop working, what happens? There are some people who keep cursing the cops, they keep cursing the Bangalore roads, they keep reprimanding the government, they keep blaming and complaining and cribbing. They are the people who have got a fixed mindset. And there are few people like that Sardarji that you saw, and that the girl who was pleading before other drivers to kind of become more disciplined. They are the people who believe, in spite of everything looking gloomy and everything looking ugly and bad, there are hopes. And they can make a difference. Nothing can get worse than this. So they are the people who have got the growth mindset. So organizations of the future will require people with the growth mindset. All we need to do as L&D and HR professionals and WFM professionals is to attract people who have growth mindset, who are willing to experiment, take risks, who are willing to go out of their comfort zones, who are curious, who want to learn all the time, who believe in the philosophy of lifelong learning, who are intellectually restless. We need to attract such people. Unless we bring such people in the organization, the reskilling and upskilling mission will not take off. Because we need to bring in people who are willing to experiment, who are willing to try, who are willing to fail, who are willing to make mistakes. We do not want people who want to sit down inside their car and do nothing about the situation. So, once we do that, the challenge is if we bring in people who have the growth mindset, who are willing to experiment, who are willing to try, who are willing to fail, but if you don't have the right ecosystem, if our ecosystem does not support that, if we do not encourage experimentation, if we do not encourage failure, if we do not encourage people to try and make mistakes, if we penalize people for making mistakes, no matter how great a job that we do to attract such people with growth mindset, they will not stay with us. They will go away. So as HR, L&D, WFM, as people professionals, our job is to make sure that we have the right ecosystem where innovation is encouraged, experimentation is encouraged. People are not penalized for trying, taking risks, for making mistakes. That's what we need to do. That's where we'll be able to make a difference. That's where, right from the top of the organization, the CEO, the CXO level, the senior leaders in the organization, through the ranks of the organization, across bands and levels, we'll have to make sure that we have the right culture. Learning is part of the DNA of the organization. That's what we need to do. We need to build a learning and performance culture. Otherwise, the reskilling and upskilling mission is going to fail. Now, the next question is, once you attract people with the right mindset and you have the right ecosystem, what next? It's important that we continuously stay engaged with them. Organizations today have hundreds and thousands of learning modules in their LMS. How many people go through? Maybe about 5%, 7%. So you cannot be throwing books at people and ask them to read. They're not going to read. Many of us have flown to different parts of the globe, different parts of the country. Every time you fly, and if you happen to sit next to the emergency exit, sometimes the air hostess comes to you and explains to you how to operate the emergency exit at the time of need. Ladies and gentlemen, can you give an honest answer? I'm sure many of you have been seated next to an emergency exit several times. How many of us can really operate the emergency exit when we need to operate? Not even single hand going out. So, the air hostess, with all sincerity and honesty, with great intent, did a great job of explaining how to operate the emergency exit. But are we convinced that we can't operate it when we need to operate it? So essentially this tells us something very important about learning, that is, people learn only when they want to learn. If they don't want to learn, we can't force them to learn. We can't make them learn. So no matter how many hundreds and thousands of modules that we create, how many learning programs that we create, no matter what kind of learning infrastructure we have, no matter whether we have the best-in-class trainers in our organization, but if our people don't want to learn, we can't make them learn. The most important thing about this is, how can we make them want to learn? We can't make them learn, let's be clear about it. But can we make them want to learn? Possibly we can. We can, possibly if we make our learning interventions all about them. Because today if you The moment an employee comes to an office, it's all about me. Where do I get my information? How do I get my information? Access through the right systems. Where can I get my knowledge? It's about me. So if you design a learning system which is about the employee, which is engaging, which is accessible on demand, which is adaptive, which is immersive, then there is a good chance that the employee would want to learn. As a theory of motivation talks about intrinsic motivation and extrinsic motivation. Extrinsic motivation, many organizations try. They say, go through this certification, you will get a promotion. Go through this, acquire this qualification, you will get an increment in your salary. Stop that trigger, stop that reward, and learning will stop. That's extrinsic motivation. But how do we intrinsically motivate our people to learn and be passionate about learning? That's what L&D practitioners, HR practitioners will have to figure out. Where they can make a difference. Where can people come to learn for the sheer joy and happiness of learning, the sheer pride of learning? How can we make that happen? So in the changing world, when the world is getting disrupted by technology, when new business models, new ways of doing things, new ways of going to our customer, new lifestyle has become the order of the day, I believe the HR and L&D practitioners need to make this paradigm shift. It's not about bringing in the best training programs. It's not about bringing in the best-in-class learning solutions, but it's also about bringing the right people into the organization who are willing to try, experiment, make mistakes, and fail. It's about building the right ecosystem and culture where learning can thrive, and it's about getting people, making them want to learn. And if we can do that, I'm sure our mission of reskilling and upskilling has taken off. If we can't do that, I think we'll continue to remain in the chaos. Wish you all the best. Thank you.